Cherry blossom coming. Is there any truth in what they say? Cherry blossom coming. Lock me and burn me away.
Hey guys, Youngblood Fantasy 91 here with another rant. I know it's been a while since my last one, blah blah blah, don't remind me, blah blah blah. Now, this is something that's a little different because I'm going to do it unscripted. Why am I doing this unscripted? Well, I tried writing a script for this rant 3 separate times, and it just hasn't worked out. It really hasn't worked out because I really can't write down. I really can't fully articulate how annoyed and angry I am about this topic. So I tried writing a script, but I just can't. I really can't. It may be just a fault of my own, but whatever. So today I'm going to do a rant on what is known as the commentary community. Now, the word community, yes, sounds like a very general term, but I think it definitely applies to the group of people or the dome of people that actually participate in YouTube because they have similar ideas, they make similar videos, they share similar points, and overall they're similar. So you can definitely say they're in a community, just like how the first generation commentator or the first generation ranter community even were a community in and of itself. So blame Nightmare060 for actually coming up with this terminology. But really, the point boils down to this: we're a community, so we share similar interests and make similar videos. But here's the problem. When people make these things, they're bound to share similar and concurrent faults. And here is what some of them are. The first major one that really has bugged me is the fact that people sometimes, or in fact, you know what, screw it, all the time, milk their targets dry. And what I mean by that is they start what is known as, quote, bandwagons, unquote, on a certain target and just continue on and on and on, and they never stop. Now, the most recent bandwagon I can think of was Guptil89 when he did a response to me. Now, I'm going to do a commentary on him for multiple reasons. One, it's recent, and two, it was addressed to me. So, I mean, I guess I have to respond to him because, you know, he's dead wrong in trying to attack my points. He wasn't being, you know, completely perceptive. He didn't even have the mental capacity to understand what I said, so it flew over his head and he decided to respond to me. So that's my rationale. However, most people don't even have a rationale for doing things like, I don't know, talking about Joshua8428 all the time, or talking about Mario to Plumber all the time. Now, Joshua8428 is a very archetypal example because many people have this innate, you know, have this predilection for doing commentaries on this guy when we know that 1,001 people tried to help him and failed. You know, we shouldn't even be trying to help him. If anything, if you guys are even, like, very compelled to do a commentary on him, or unnaturally compelled to do a commentary on him, at least do it in, you know, by making fun of him and not by trying to help him. Because, you know, the whole thing with the whole trying to help people, which I will address later, is completely futile, and it actually is very extraneous to what commentaries are supposed to be. Or what commentaries originally were. I shouldn't say supposed to be because there really isn't a set rules, but I'll explain that later too. But anyway, you know, overdoing Joshua8428 to the dust, it really is getting old, and it really is getting highly repetitive, and if people are still doing commentaries on him, guys, he's not going to listen, he's just going to be the same butthurt guy he always was, and if 1,001 people have already tried to and failed horribly, then you're not going to be any different, because he's not going to listen. It goes in one ear and out the other with him, and he's not going to care. End of story. Another major thing that people try to do, besides, you know, milk the targets dry, is, you know, actually the whole transition from funny commentaries to, oh my god, let's all sing Kumbaya together with my unnecessary and stupid constructive criticism that is neither interesting nor fascinating nor even engrossing nor even at any point remotely eye-catching and ear-catching to any viewer within any part of YouTube unless they actually want to believe in constructive criticism, in which case they're complete dumbasses. Sorry, that's a long designation, but I don't know how else to describe it because constructive criticism is pretty much the two words that I really hate to hear online because it doesn't help. It really doesn't help. I mean, yes, constructive criticism is definitely welcomed in most circles, but when it comes to commentaries, in this sense, they're immiscible terms. You can't mix them together. They're two totally separate fields altogether, and it's like trying to combine a North Pole with a North Pole of a magnet. They're going to easily repel. It really is that way. And if you guys don't like that, then that's not how. Then you know what? Then it's your fault. You know, if you try to at least put constructive criticism in, if you have an unnatural compulsion to do it, try to make it funny, add some humor, add some jokes. You know, it's very effective if you do that. You know, that's why people attempt humor. You know, the very first commentaries. You know why everyone else is doing commentaries? Because of people like Random DCE or Boomstick545 or Lily Livers, who, you know, actually developed the archetype of the commentary and made them funny and hilarious. You know, they made them the way they were because they were funny, hilarious, and, well, interesting and entertaining to watch. And that's why everyone else did it, because they maybe wanted to try it and be them too. They thought they had the funny gene. You know what? Some people proved that to be the case, like MSkull01. He is like the definition of funny. Any one of his commentaries are funny. You know, he is a brilliant man when it comes to commentaries. So are many other people, like, for instance, you know, let me just pull up the list of people that I have here that I actually want you guys to see because they have good commentary material. But like I said, MSkull01 is actually a very prime example of someone who can actually think of funny, relevant points as opposed to people actually going, constructive criticism this, constructive criticism that, blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, Kamikaze Master, Stop Happy Gamer, Cyberwolf087, and Ricky Ray 102, Acrolock2160, Savage Broadcast, the list goes on. So, and Daniel Laux, and maybe Roshutsu at times. But honestly, you guys need to understand that it's not all about constructive criticism or flat constructive criticism. If you guys are going to be like, I'm just trying to help you here, guy, man, I mean, seriously, you know, hello. It's like ridiculous. Why would I want to listen to something as completely boring as that? There is no replay value at all with this constructive criticism bullcrap. There is no replay value. Oh yeah, let's talk about how you guys don't know the difference between trolling and actual videos, because that's another major problem this community has. We are now associated with people who are easily butthurt and can't can't discern between trolling and not meaning it. Or trolling and meaning it, my bad. So, Mario to Goddamn Plumber is actually a very good example, because he is an outright troll. When he was Testes125, people didn't realize, you know, that he was a troll. When Roy Havenstone 2 made fun of Testes125 by doing a parody video, still people didn't figure out he was a troll. When he's still making videos, people are still trolling on Mario to Plumber. Why do you guys insist on doing that? He is a troll. He is not supposed to be worth your time. In fact, I laugh when I see his videos because I know that his videos are so ridiculous that he doesn't even mean it at all. He's being a Mario fanboy to piss you off, and if he pissed you off, he's the victor in this situation. End of story. In fact, this same lack of ability to understand who are trolls and who aren't is what caused Games Good Me Bad to consecutively pry apart each and every one of you guys who responded to his obvious trick video and just decided to respond to him, even though maybe if some of them were actually decent, perhaps, but it was a troll video, and if you guys didn't see through that, then that's too bad. And I know this is old news, but honestly, the only way for you guys to understand is if you look at the past, is if you focus on what has happened previously and learn from your mistakes. And I'm sure most people have, but some people haven't, because people are still doing commentaries on freaking Mario to Plumber. So, you know what? Either you follow what has happened in the past, no matter how freaking far in the past it is, and don't fall under the prediction that Santa Yana at once stated before he died, that those who do not take the time to understand history will be condemned to repeat it. And if you guys don't take the time to understand what has happened in the past, then, well, you're screwed in the commentary community. It really is that simple. You know, it really is disgusting how people can't tell who's trolling and who isn't. It really isn't. In fact, this is what established the whole third generation commentators category anyway. This is why you guys hate it so much. You know why you hate it? Because you brought it on yourself. You should feel a sense of self-loathing every time someone calls you third gen. But you know what? It's time for you to move on. If someone calls you third gen, then just throw it out the window and don't care. But you know what? The whole third gen thing started with the whole people not understanding who's trolls and who aren't. End of story. And that's why every time I check my moderator box, and if I see people suggesting Pimpin' Master DX, or someone suggesting a Magical Pocket Usagi, or any other obvious Sonic Recolor troll, then I laugh. Because I know they're trolls. End of fucking story. And another major thing that's been really bugging me is the fact that people use outside sources to make the commentaries more interesting. And honestly, it only works 1/5 of the time. The other 4/5 of the time, people overuse them, or just use them over and over, or just replace it with actual dialogue, which I either define it as lazy, or not thinking clearly enough, or just doing this because they have ran out of ideas. And truthfully, You guys should actually try to put more like original material in and not act all uncreative and just steal other people's quotes just so you can get by on your commentary. Really, it's not that efficient. If I see you guys overuse the same thing once or twice, it detracts from the overall commentary because I see repetition. And you guys even hate repetition. You're saying, I'm not going to repeat myself here. Speaking of which, before I move on to my next point, just don't use Nostalgia Critic and fucking Steve Martin all the time. Honestly. But anyway. The next thing I want to point out is that people use so many obvious phrases, and they overuse these phrases to death. And people think that using these phrases actually makes them more and more original, when really they're just copying a whole bunch of people and parroting what other people said. What is the point in that? It's not even original. It's not even funny. I don't even like it. Every time I hear that, I cringe, and I just want to gouge my ears out, because I don't like hearing that, because it's the 1,000,001st time I hear it. Try to be different. Dare to be different. Seriously, the following phrases I condemn as commentary, overuse. And these are as follows. You're a hypocrite. You're a butthurt. Oh my god, it's just your opinion. I'm trying to help you because of you using constructive criticism. Oh my god, I hate Mario to plumber. And anything spoken in monotone like this, because I'm clearly unenthused about my commentary, and I don't want to put the effort in. So what I'm going to do is speak in a monochromatic dialogue just so I can get by with my commentary. And I'm going to not say anything for 3 minutes in between because I have nothing to say and I don't know how to edit. And you see, seriously, it's just so stupid how people overuse these phrases. And as I said previously, it's just ridiculous that when people do commentaries, they don't say anything for 2 or 3 minutes. If I really wanted to see the source material, I would want to see the source material. But if you guys are doing a commentary, at least try to interject. And when I say interject, I mean just speak not every 3 fucking minutes. Speaking of which, there's also an extreme for actually butting in every 2 seconds, because don't turn into Summoner 87, because then that means you interject every 2 seconds, and that is also very annoying. So just be moderate with your interjections, or be moderate with your comments, you know what I mean? It's just stupid how people do this all the bloody time. And another major thing is acquire a sense of humor. That's pretty much the thesis of my statement. Acquire a sense of humor. Okay? Acquire a sense of goddamn humor. And finally, and this is a major one, there are little kids online. And yes, there's always going to be exceptions. There's always going to be little kids who are different. There's always going to be little kids who are immature or mature, blah, 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 whatever, I don't care. I'm talking about the majority of kids who are immature. I'm talking about the majority of kids who don't know how to edit. I'm talking about the majority of kids who don't know the difference between using Windows Movie Maker and pointing a camera at the screen. Like I said, you have your kids who don't know how to edit and just either spell words wrong or just don't know the difference between slicing up the audio material or slicing up the video material, and then makes everything look like complete shit. And then you have your kids that just put a camera in front of the screen and they just hope that the same quality audio and video quality can be reproduced in the camera, when really Windows Movie Maker totally has, ways to make the audio and video actually look appealing. But honestly, they'd rather just move their camera around and shake it and make it look so stupid and make it look like looks like absolute shit, when really they don't realize it because they're 12 and 13 and they don't get it. Honestly, if you guys really want to get involved, try to find the right editing software. Honestly, you guys seriously need to understand that with commentaries, you have to put editing, or in this, you have to put work into it to actually make it look good. Taking the easy way out and actually going down the path of least resistance makes your commentary look crap. And we've seen this multiple times. We've seen this proven multiple times. So if you guys actually are going to take the hint and find editing software on your own and don't leech off of people and say, I don't know where it is, I can't find the editing software, well then go look on fucking Google. That's what it's there for. Jesus Christ. And this is just something that's so stupid. I hate it when all this is happening. There's a general malaise in the community, okay? Everything's drama infested. There's lots of drama going on, and people will always want to move on from that, but no. There's always going to be new drama. Always, all the time. Always in this community, there's going to be some drama involved. And yes, I may have said old information, but not because I wanted to start drama, but because I wanted to mention specific examples of where it took place, like Joshua Ariana drama, or the drama that involved My Little Pony, or the drama that involved Gup Till 89. You know, it just really is, well, actually, maybe Gup Till 89 isn't that much of a drama, per se. But, if you guys are going to get involved in drama, you know, don't get embroiled in it every 5 minutes. It really makes us look bad. And honestly, it's just a general malaise. Most of the users are doling out criticism but can't take it. They are flinging words around like hypocritical and butthurt when really they're being hypocritical themselves, and they feed the trolls incessantly, and you have people making 58-minute long commentaries that go absolutely nowhere. And I'm not even kidding, someone made a 58-minute commentary that goes nowhere. Nowhere. So, I'm part of this community right now because I really am daring to be different, and I just want to lend my wisdom to it, and I just want to show you guys what I wanted to offer to the community. You know, that's really why I'm here. But honestly, it really is tragic how we have to dig through the whole mine to find the diamonds, or at least go through the whole crackerjack box to find the coup de ville. It really is ridiculous. I mean, it's just stupid how we're overreactive, how we have no sense of humor, how we just act like complete dumb fucks sometimes. And I always say this to myself every time I see this, we should be the voice of reason, or the hilarious voice of reason, not the maudlin, pathetic, crumpled shells of human beings who are averse to criticism, have no sense of humor, are immature, and are at a third grade level when it comes to editing. And that's all I really have to say. I'm sorry this rant was excessively long, but I really wanted to get this all out in the open and just get this off my chest. So thank you guys for actually sitting through this whole rant, and if you do, congratulations. That's all I have to say. Congratulations. This is Youngblood Fantasy 91. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you all in the brighter later.